Welcome back to Brothers on Air, everybody. welcome. It's been a week. It's been a long time. We missed you guys. This week installment, we watched HBO. Is this an exclusive, right?
No, it's
HBO
also in
exclusive.
theaters. It's
Oh,
on
it's Warner Bros. That's who it is, right?
yeah, it's on HBO till the
Okay.
28th. I think it's the end of the month.
Yeah, I think it's okay. It's a Warner Bros. Then thing that they have.
Yep.
Warner Bros. Film called The Little Things.
See.
Yep. The Little Things. The Little Things give you a little synopsis.
Wait, you gotta say who it's starring, Chad.
Starring. All right. Yeah. Do you just want to restart? Or you just want to go? You just keep going.
No, it's starring Denzel Washington, Rami Malek, and Jared Leto.
Leto. Three big names.
Same
all winners.
Same
right?
difference. Yep, they're all Oscar winners.
Oscar winners.
Denzel has won two.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So you're starring those three. Little synapse. So I was gonna read this little description here because probably we'll just give you the whole movie. Kern County Deputy Sheriff Joe Deacon is sent to Los Angeles
to a
for
hot
what should
start.
have been a quick evidence gathering assignment. Instead, he becomes embroiled in the search for a serial killer who is terrorizing the city.
Yeah.
So, this is quite an interesting movie. Thomas, how about you just give your initial rating for the people?
Initial rating? Oh,
yeah,
goodness.
Your rating.
I don't know. Probably like a...
What do you mean, I don't know? You're supposed to think of this, Thomas.
Probably like a 6.7. 67.
Yeah. I'll give it 6.5.
I'm going to give it like slightly higher than what IMDb gives it, which is 6.3. Yeah, I don't know. I think
like 6.5 is where it lies for me.
Sure.
Let's just jump right in the movie.
Right off of the rip, I think all the actors did a great job. I think Denzel Washington is a class act as always. He's always super good. I thought he was great in this movie.
I think the actors are fantastic. I think that they worked with what they had in this movie.
Yeah, I agree. It was really hard to see Rami Malek play a serious role after the last thing I saw him in was Bohemian Rhapsody. Yeah. So the whole time I'm sitting here just thinking like this is not a serious person. This is like an eclectic musician, Freddie Mercury, like, you know what I mean? So that was like a little hard to like place him. But yeah, and I thought Jared Leto did quite well. His character was kind of weird, but he played that pretty well, I would say. So I think you got exactly what you thought, acting wise, from these three very large stars.
Yeah, I think they did the best that they could with what they had. I don't think the script was anything like to write home about, so it's quite difficult for them to like form anything out of that. I think Jared Leto did a good performance. I think honestly the weakest of the three is probably Remy, but that's just because I don't think he fit the character. Like I honestly think that was like poor casting on their part.
I feel like all the cast. Honestly, I think everything to do with the actors was pretty spot on. Even, I mean, the script was whatever, but I thought like they played their characters well, even if the characters weren't great. Very well written characters, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I just didn't like seeing Rami Malek. Like, speaking of just like continuing on the characters, the intro scene of you getting introduced to Rami Malek's character is the dumbest thing ever. He's just like he's chilling on a car while like Denzel's car, Joe's, is getting like towed away because he like double parked him, and then he's just like. And then like Denzel comes up and he's like, whoa. He's like, he's just here for a second. He's like, shouldn't have double parked me then. And I'm like, what is happening? It just seemed like so dumb, and I was just like, it was so weird. It just didn't like seem right. And it was also just like bad writing. It was just a really bad.
Let's finish with the good stuff, and then we can go to the terrible stuff or the bad stuff.
There isn't much, but yeah.
My opinion, actors are good stuff, right? I think they did well. I think there was good, decent casting, pretty well. I thought it was shot pretty well. I think all the lighting and everything was really good for the drama that was trying to be achieved.
I agree with that.
So the cinematography was pretty good. That's all I got.
I think the music,
like,
most of the time was good, in like the sound of the movie. Like they had a lot of scenes where they kind of like cut from like harsh loudness to just like eerie silence, and like just kind of like went right back and forth with like those two things, kind of like setting like a weird like mood. Like the opening scene, honestly, probably the opening scene is my favorite part about this movie. And it's just like
okay, I remember that now.
The loudness to like the silence of him like kind of like going after her, then it would cut back to like her in the car and just like her music was blaring, and then back to like the mysterious like figure, and she's like that like girl's like running away from like a you don't know who, and it actually like builds tension. Honestly, I think that's like the highest tension that this movie ever had, was right there, the intro scene.
Yeah,
but
I kind of agree.
I like that opening scene. It was like,
it was pretty good.
It was almost.
How many times did you watch this movie?
I only watched it once.
I watched it once.
Did you watch it?
Probably, I'd say with like 80 to 85% attention. But like by the end, I was like, I must have missed something, right?
Yeah.
Watched it again. Nope.
Yeah.
Just. I don't know. I don't know, dude. I don't know. I finished the movie the second time, and I was just like, the first time I was like, okay, I definitely missed something because I feel like this movie should be better.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then I finished it a second time, and I was just like, nope, it was just bad. It was just boring.
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. I just felt like it just ended, and there was like no closure.
I mean, I feel like that is like kind of point.
I mean, yeah, obviously, but like.
But I also think that they did a very poor job in that.
I just
like there could have been such a better. If we want to just skip to the ending and talk about the ending, because I have some qualms with that.
Oh, if we haven't mentioned this already, obviously spoilers. If you haven't seen this movie, go watch this movie. We haven't really spoiled anything yet, but obviously spoilers. Okay.
Yeah, spoiler alert.
Go for it.
I mean, yeah, we could talk about the ending as a scene. Like the whole thing about him like killing what's his name? I forget his character's name. Jared Leto. What's Jared Leto's character's name?
They only ever call him by his last name.
Albert.
Yeah. Sparma.
Yeah.
Also, so what the heck is that name, bro? Like, what the heck? That's so whack.
I don't know. So the ending scene is like Jim Baxter, or Rami Malek Jim, is like kind of like ringed along by Albert to go and find this girl that it was stolen. And like Jim, like I'm just gonna call him by their first like actors' names because it's just kind of easier.
Yeah.
Or should I just use their character name?
Whatever you want.
Jim, well, like really wanted to find this girl, right? It's like his whole mission. He kind of started becoming as obsessive as Joe did with like this case and stuff. And then like Albert is toying with him, so he takes him out to his place, makes him like dig around a bunch, and then Jim, like out of frustration, like smacks him over the head with a shovel and like kills him.
Okay.
Right?
Can we just discuss for 1 second, how does that kill a person?
A shovel to the side of the head?
I mean, like, I don't know. I don't know. I feel like, I mean, that would obviously cause some like large trauma, but like, just killing him? I don't know.
Yeah, I was surprised that he died off that. I thought he was just gonna like knock him out.
Yeah, I don't know.
But
anyway,
yeah. So he dies. So you're kind of left with this thing of like, whoa, was Albert the killer? Because the whole time in the movie, right, you don't really know if Albert is a killer or not because it's kind of playing with the police a bit, but also like they haven't found any evidence or hasn't done anything like suspect really. And I think he like at one point, wasn't in the story he like admitted to like a bunch of murders from somebody else.
He admitted to one murder, yeah.
Yeah, then they were like he was nowhere near it. He was just trying to like I don't know. He's obsessed with the case or something. So it's like this weird thing, and then you're like, okay, is he actually the killer? And like Remy is kind of like, or Jim is going like in his head for the rest of the movie, being like, I mean, I just like killed a man, and I don't know if like he actually was a murderer, or if he wasn't a murderer, and like we'll never know. And so it goes along, and then you know what? They should have just ended it there. You know, they should have ended it with Remy like having to. Actually, no, that's a lie. Hold on, sorry. I think there's another scene that I think they should have included. So like, one thing that there's like this whole like I guess trope of the girl is like she ran with like a red beret, so they're always looking for like a red beret as like evidence that like he stole her or like she's still alive or like she's somewhere.
Right.
And like you kind of like go like a little bit more into the future at the end of the movie where Joe is like with his family and he's like kind of traumatized and like not the same because he's always thinking about Jim. Sorry, yeah, Jim. And he's always like thinking about like, oh, did I kill the right guy? Like, is he guilty or not? And then he gets like a letter in the mail from Joe, and there's like a red beret in it. Yeah. So it kind of like is like, oh, like he was the killer. But then later, at the end of the movie, you kind of see him because you just see Joe throwing away all of Albert's stuff because he kind of cleaned up his place to make it look like he just picked up and disappeared. So Jim doesn't get in trouble. And you see him like open a box and there's like nothing in it and he's like burning all the stuff. And then he grabs like a beret, like a thing of like bought berets, and he like throws it in and like the one that's missing is like a red one. And he burns that with it. And I'm like, that's so stupid.
Why?
They should have ended it at Joe cleaning up all his stuff, opening the box, and there being like kind of like nothing left in there. And then like closing it and throwing the box in. So like you are left as a viewer as like, okay, obviously you can either think of it as Joe actually found a red beret and mailed it to him. Joe was actually lying and mailed it to him. Or just like, and then you're also left with like, is it the killer or is it not the killer? I think it was like dumb to show him throwing the beret thing. I thought it would just been cool to end it as like, we as a viewer, like Remy, or like more like Joe, I guess, because Remy or Jim thinks that he did. Like, don't actually know if Albert is or isn't the killer. And I kind of like that mystery because even at the end, you still are in that because like Joe bought the beret for Jim.
All right.
So you don't actually know if Albert is or isn't. And I just think that was like, it's just like hand feeding the audience. And it's just like,
I mean, you still don't know. I think
they should have left it.
I don't know.
Yeah, but
I like that they had that. I just wish like, okay, say they have it. I'll just re-edit that end part. Because he like burns all his stuff and then it like pans out to like his whole house and his property and like him like walking inside with the dog. If I was like if I had re-edited that, I would have just had him like it end when he was like looking in like the box or whatever and he just kind of threw something in the fire and he walks away and you just kind of look into the fire as like the thing's like burning and then done.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's cool. How I would have re-edited. Yeah. A lot of like the editing choices in this movie are just kind of like I don't know, not great in my opinion, but I don't know. For me, this movie like it was great up until right after they go to the first like crime scene murder place, like where they find the girl that's like dead or whatever. From there up until like he kills dude, I'm bored. Those like that block and then like that block was great. This whole like hour in the middle, I was bored.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
Yeah, it's very stringy. Yeah, it's very. I don't know. It's.
The pacing is not great.
Weird. Yeah.
And the way, and like I understand they want to leave it on like some sort of cliffhanger because you're not supposed to know, but like there's so many other movies that I can point to that do that so much better than this one did.
Yeah.
Like,
that's true.
Like Inception, also, for example, it has to be like the best cliffhanger of any movie that I can think of right off the top of my head. That like you don't actually know. You know what I mean? Like that's a good cliffhanger. Yeah. This is just like we don't find out what? You know what I mean? Like
and
it's more annoying than anything.
Yeah. I don't want to say I don't either. Like if I did or didn't know. No, I'm not gonna say that because I do. Yeah. To talk about another thing that's bad is like this movie's script is so jumpy. It's so like like I think this also plays into the editing of how it is, but like the dialogue and like the editing of the dialogue feels like you're watching Gilmore Girls. Like it was so like somebody said something and then somebody had a response immediately, and then to that somebody had a response immediately, and then to that somebody had a response. Like there's no like realness to it. Where like it just felt how I think it's how they edited it, but it was like everybody was so quick and quippy with the responses, or just like they knew what question was going to be asked in response.
Yeah.
And like I like that if they like I think Albert did that, and it felt natural with Albert, like in the scene where he was like being interrogated, when like Jim was asking questions and he just had an answer right back, because like you're setting a creepy like a vibe to this dude who like you think is a suspect of like these atrocious murders over time, and at the same time like he says himself that he's obsessed with like all this cool like cop stuff, like, oh, this is awesome that I'm being interrogated, and he wants like a rights card from Jim, and like so it would be like
type deal.
So he's just like excited, and that like can be character development. But like Denzel or like Jim and Joe there's so many scenes where they're just like talking, like on the bridge, when they find like the girl in the water, they're like up there talking, and it's just like so fast going back and forth, and I'm like, it feels so unnatural. It's so weird.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I kind of agree. Again, I feel like that's down to the edit.
Yeah.
But
I mean also the script was just like it was just like not. I mean, it's just a regular. It was just boring.
I don't know. This movie was just overall extremely mediocre. The only thing that brings it over like a 5 for me is like the actors did great jobs.
Even then, to me, I don't feel like I feel like. I mean, I already gave my 2 cents on Jim, on Remy's character, and then also I feel them being held back by like the script and them not being able to like give like greater performances, because like all 3 of them can give very good performances on characters. Like they're all Oscar nominated, as said before, and they all like know how to play
Oscar winners,
very good characters. Oscar winners, yeah, sorry. But it's like, I just feel like they just didn't have the chance to really show themselves. Also, this movie, oh my goodness, the amount of cliches in this thing.
Yeah, it was kind of a lot.
One thing about this movie is that it's just been done so many times, so much better.
Yeah, someone's
like
critique of it is that like it was the movie was just like the movie Seven. I don't know what that is. I don't know. I've never seen it, but
yeah, it's with Brad Pitt.
Don't remember.
It's the movie. It's the one where he's like, "What's in the box?" I'm pretty sure. Actually, wait, no, is it?
I don't know.
It's like it's the same. It's the exact same premise of an old cop. So this is the premise of the movie, right? This is the most cliche. What's it called? City turned town cop, right? Who comes back and gets reeled back into his old life or old cases with a young cop, and they're trying to chase some mysterious serial killer. That's been done so many times, and that's literally what Seven is. And it's like, bro, just watch Seven.
Yeah, that's
like I wrote this. I wrote like as I was writing cliches, I wrote broken old cop, which is just a thing with a young, like a young new one.
Yeah.
Kind of like over his head, like because Remy was in the beginning was like, who's this guy?
Yeah, and, like that's actually super true. It's like I don't know. I feel like it was a story that's been told many times before.
Yeah.
But then added on top of like not like a thriller, but like a mystery, I guess more.
Yeah. Yeah, it wasn't even like that. No, it wasn't even a thriller. Yeah.
No, it was more mystery. Like you don't really know what's going on, and you never really find out exactly what's going on. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It just didn't satisfy, in my opinion. Do you know what I mean? Like the trailer looked pretty decent. Again, didn't really know what was going on in the trailer.
Yeah.
And I don't even think I think I did watch the whole thing actually. And
you kind of get like in the trailer you get the vibe. It's like, oh, okay, they're like cops and there's like a murderer and they're trying to chase them. But like that doesn't like it doesn't give you the vibe of like, oh, this is like a cliched movie that's been done.
Right. Right. And then you watch the movie and it's just like, oh.
And it's like,
I don't know. It was okay, but that's all I'm going to say. It was okay. What?
Hold on. My freaking audio just... My earbuds just died? No.
They just disconnect?
Yeah, what the heck? My earbuds just decided to disconnect from my computer for some reason. That's awesome. Alright, I'm back. Yeah. Another thing, like, just like little things that were also just cliches that just weren't... The whole thing where Jim got pressured to finish his case or drop it when like the feds were coming in to take it.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, that just feels like a TV show at this point.
Yeah.
Like there's so many times that I was like, dude, this is like I've seen this on like CSI Miami like 100 times. Like, what is this?
It's like there was like a bunch of cliches that had been done before, and it was just like not,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. The phone booth thing, bro. When like the second they pulled up outside Albert's house, and he went on a phone booth, and they start scoping out there, like right there. I just knew. I was like, that phone booth is gonna be wrong, and it's gonna be Albert.
Is that even a thing? Can you do that? Can you dial phone booths?
Yeah.
I'm too freaking young to know this. Apparently.
Yeah, I have no idea. I feel like you couldn't. Like, how could you dial a phone booth? What would you call?
Right?
Yeah, unless they had like a yellow pages of phone books or of phone booths.
Of phone booths.
And you could just like get the phone booth on like a corner of a street, and then it would just have like the number. But
I always was under the assumption that phone booths were like one way, but I don't know.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought as well.
I don't know. Maybe we're just too young to know this. We're Zoomers. Or you're a Zoomer. I'm not a Zoomer. But yeah, I don't know. Not a huge fan overall.
No, it was just lacking. It was it's not a lot of substance, to be honest.
I agree. I mean, if you want to watch it, go ahead, take a peek.
Yeah. Yeah.
But overall, I was just kind of sad and disappointed.
Okay, I just thought of this. I just read this. Remember the scene in the car? This is like the most real the characters ever felt to me, where Jim and Joe were kind of like following Albert all day, and like all Albert did was like go to a strip club and then come home at night, and then they just like sat there all day watching this guy, and then Jim gets like angry and like punches the glass, and then like Joe is just like, oh, whoa, dude, and then like Jim is just like, I'm sorry. Like, that honestly felt unscripted and just felt like a real moment of the characters like just being like frustrated.
Yeah.
And that was like the most real character, like any of the characters ever felt to me. And I was like, I really liked that scene all of a sudden, but it was like so just out of nowhere, and then it was just like gone, and it was back to like watching it.
That's kind of true, actually. That one did feel very like non-scripted, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah. It just like, it felt, I don't know. Maybe it's because like you didn't see this like weird Rami Malek trying to play like a serious kind of like lip over the top type guy. I don't know. It was weird. It like Remi's character the whole time was just weird to me. And in that scene, it just felt like, oh, that's actually like Jim. Like, he's frustrated that like he just trailed this guy all day, and like he's obviously playing them because he just went to a strip club and came back
during the day too.
It's just like, yeah, probably on like a Wednesday, which is weird. But
bro, they got good buffets, bro.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it was just, that was like the best scene, honestly, to me.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know.
But
it was, yeah. That's all I have to say. I don't really have much more to say about this movie, honestly.
It's not, yeah. I don't know. It's just like, dude, this movie's been done before. You like kind of talk about it slightly, and everybody's like, okay, cool. Like, I know, they're like, oh yeah, I know what type of movie that is. And then you're just like, yeah, that's all it is, though. It doesn't do anything else. Yeah. And so you're just like, oh, there's literally nothing to talk about.
Exactly. Yeah. Yes, sir. Well, we've only been going for like just over 20 minutes, 23, 22 minutes. Dang. You've been watching anything lately, child?
What have I been watching lately? I watched a couple movies. I've been watching more movies than anything.
Same. I watched a movie that I very much enjoyed, but you can go first since I asked you.
I watched. Ooh, hold on. Actually, let me grab my letterbox to make sure I'm right here. I watched a movie last night called Up in the Air.
What was that?
And it is a movie with George Clooney.
Oh.
Vera Farmiga, if you know her, and then Anna Kendrick, who's like Pitch Perfect girl.
Right. What's this called? Yeah. What'd you say?
It's called Up in the Air. It's a movie about this guy, his job is to fire people. Like, he's hired by companies to fire people.
Okay.
So, corporate downsizing expert, spends his life in planes, airports, and hotels. But just as he's about to reach a milestone of 10 million freaking blah blah blah, he causes him to rethink his transitional life. So like, this guy has basically like isolated himself from like just like the world and interactions by like
such a weird premise.
Yeah, no, like his life is like going like flying places and like firing people, and like he like his home to him is like planes and airports and hotels and like stuff that most people hate, but he like loves it. Right. And like he's trying to work towards like 10 million miles, which is like this milestone, and only like 6 other people have done that. So he'll be like the 7th one of like that person thing. And then throughout the movie, you kind of like he meets a girl, and then he kind of like his mindset starts like changing, and you kind of go through this process with him. Sure. And then at the end, there's this kind of like twist that I didn't see coming. Our mother watched it, and she said that she saw coming, but I don't believe her because there's no way that somebody could see that. I'm not going to ruin it just in case somebody wants to see it. I think it's good. I gave it.
It's on HBO.
Yeah, I really liked it, to be honest.
Okay, maybe I'll watch it. 7.4 on IMDb. It's not bad
because the ending is interesting. Like it doesn't. It's not how you think it is, and it's not as like fulfilling, I guess, to like normal people. But you kind of like once you think about it, you understand like, oh, that like, dang.
Sure. Zach Galifianakis is in it.
Yeah, he's in it for like a scene.
Yo, can you just 1 second? Could you just imagine this guy being in like school and having a substitute teacher? Zach Galifianakis. Zach G, please.
Have you seen Between Two Ferns at all? His show.
I've seen a couple episodes on like YouTube and stuff.
Yeah, he does one with Steve Carell, and Steve, I think he goes, "Was your name longer, but you ate the rest of the letters?" It's funny. Oh, and then he goes, and then he just made a bunch of nose jokes to Steve Carell, and it's like if you do the backstroke in the pool, do people think it's a shark?
That's funny.
It's good, but yeah, good. That's what I watched lately. It's actually a good movie. I think it's worth a watch.
I'll watch
it. It's like it's a good movie.
Maybe I'll watch it after this. I'm gonna go add it to my list right now.
What about you? What have you been watching?
Okay, so I'm taking 2 film classes, and so you had a list of like stuff that you could watch in certain categories. Like I said, I'm trying to watch stuff that I haven't seen yet, and so I almost watched Skyfall because that was one of the things, and I haven't seen it for a while. But instead, I watched Chef. Have you seen this movie? It's on Netflix. I know
what it is. Yeah.
It's on Netflix. It is by and starring Jon Favreau. I loved this movie, dude. It was like such like a wholesome, like feel-good movie. It was so good. I enjoyed it so much. I watched it obviously for this class. Mm-hmm. And probably like with like 20 or so minutes left in the movie, I'm literally sitting here like worried something like terrible is going to happen in this plot. Like it's like such a good story so far. I'm like, something's going to happen. Like, someone's going to die or they're going to like crash or something like that. And I was just literally sitting here like anxious, and then nothing happened. It was like literally just like a happy ending. And I was just like,
that's good.
This feels so nice. What a wholesome film. So I watched it again with Amelia the other day. She's like, yeah, it was all right. I'm like, okay, listen, this movie was awesome. So basically it's just about like this chef that works at a fancy restaurant that like gets fired and starts a food truck.
That's cool.
But yeah, I don't know. I just really loved it. It was just such like a good, wholesome, feel good movie. And I thought Jon Favreau actually played like a super good character. He's like a super talented like director and producer. If you've seen, Mandalorian, which is the most recent thing he's been doing, it's obviously great. Iron Man 1 he did, awesome movie. And he wrote and directed Chef as well and starred in it. And yeah, I thought it was awesome. It was good enough that Netflix has like a series spin-off of it, like a TV series called The Chef Show. Yeah, I've only seen one episode. But from what I can tell, I keep dropping my pen. From what I can tell, he just goes around to like famous chefs and like learns their like craft basically, because he was a chef in the movie. But like I don't know, I just really liked this movie. Like the cinematography of like when he's like cooking, there's like 3 like awesome scenes of him just like going to town like making stuff. It was so like I loved it. Like the cinematography paired with like the music in these scenes was just awesome. So definitely watch it if you haven't yet, people. And I think you should definitely watch it. It was
I will.
It was really fun actually. It was a good wholesome movie.
That's cool.
So I watched that.
I have one more movie that I watched. It's called One Night in Miami.
Oh, I've heard of this.
It is Yeah, it's the one with like all the characters like Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali, Jim Brown, and Sam Cooke.
2020.
But they're all like it's like yeah, it came out like end of last year.
Oh, so that's why I've heard of it because it's an Amazon original. They like shove their originals down your throat in advertising.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's like a period piece with like all four of those guys that are like all like pretty big historical like black people in like the black culture and stuff. Like right. Muhammad Ali, Malcolm X, like Jim Brown was a musician, or no, Jim Brown was a football player, and Sam Cooke was a musician.
Okay.
But like the whole movie is basically like them, like in a hotel having a dialogue about like the times and like black culture and like just black like, civil rights and so like stuff like that.
Right.
So like obviously the movie is more geared towards like a black audience.
Right.
I mean, it's not only for them, but like so you'd probably get more out of it just kind of like learning, like kind of seeing that and like.
Oh, it's got that chick from
hearing that thing.
Regina King. She was in Watchmen that I just finished a little bit ago.
I have no idea who that is.
The lady actress.
Regina King?
Yeah. Or is it? Oh, no, it's directed by her. Oh, she directed it. Just kidding. Oh,
yeah. Yeah, she
interesting.
This is like one of 2 movies she's directed.
I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know she
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, well, that's weird. But yeah, she had a movie, or is this a movie? Yeah, in like 2013, and then she has an unnamed thing that I don't know when. But I feel like this is like her first like real big movie that she's directed.
Right.
And like, it's like good. The dialogue is really cool. I think the interactions between like
is it like
characters in it.
Is it like a Hateful Eight? Like it just takes place in like one spot, or does it?
Basically, yeah. Like okay. It's in other spots somewhat, but it's basically in like one central thing because like the whole movie is like just kind of like around the idea of them like discussing and talking like what's happening and stuff. So they're like there'll be like breakaway sections. Like what I like is that in the movie every character has an interaction with just one other character. Mm-hmm. So everybody at once like talks to one person. So like Malcolm had a scene where like he just talked to what's this called? Like just talked to Muhammad Ali, and he just is talking to like Sam Cooke, and he's just talking to like Jim Brown. And it's cool how like you can kind of see them.
Okay,
like,
I understand what you're saying.
Group,
sure.
And they're different like that, yeah. And like the dialogue is since it's literally basically like a movie just about dialogue, like it either is good or bad. And like I think the dialogue is really good. There are instances where it gets like really dumb, where like one of the characters kind of does like a thing where like they'll have an internal thought and they'll say it externally. So like at some point 2 people are fighting and he goes, "Oh, y'all brought the knives out and I better get out the way before I get cut." And I was like, that was so stupid. I was like, shut up. Like that they're arguing, like that was just dumb. And he had that like 2 times, and like at those point I was like, it just felt like bad. Like it just felt like dumb writing. But it was like instances of being like, yeah, dude, as an audience, I can understand that they're fighting. I don't need you to be like, oh, you zoinkers, like wowza, like oh my, shut up. It's so dumb.
Wowzers. That's funny.
Like, yeah, other than that, I thought it was really cool. I think the characters, like, they were all like they played their characters distinctly enough that like you could tell the separations between the people.
Right.
Which is like, I mean, they are separate people and you should.
Yeah.
Also, like, I feel like it's kind of challenging to juggle that in like these all are very historical like people, like Malcolm X, Muhammad Ali. They're all like very historically like renowned people, and so like you can't do like
they're
a
like
poor
icons.
job.
They're icons in a way.
Yeah, like you can't. Yeah, icons. There you go. You can't like do a poor job portraying them or like do them dirty, which I don't think they did. I think they did a good job with these characters, and I actually liked like Muhammad Ali was funny in this movie. Like, and I mean, I think as a person, Muhammad was like kind of like a funny person from his like character, but I thought the actors did a very good job with the characters they had, and I thought the writers did a really good job like with just like dialogue and with the character development and stuff like that in this. I think there was also like the cinematography was also kind of cool. There was a couple shots where I was like, ooh, that's like that just like seems different and is cool to me. Like, I don't know, there's like a shot that I remember that is like panning from above when they pull into a motel, so a lot of it happens in a motel. And for some reason, the shot is like above the parking spot, so like the car pulls into the parking spot and you're above it, and you see them all like open the door and like get out and close it. And I'm like, that's just like kind of a weird, cool shot. And then there's like other ones that are like kind of interesting, but yeah, it's cool. That's another one.
Interesting.
And it's definitely worth a watch if you are thinking of that.
It's got a 7.3 on IMDb, so.
Yeah.
Huh, interesting.
On Letterboxd is a 3.8, which is quite good. You use Letterboxd now, right?
Yeah, I started using it.
You need to tell me your
Nah.
profile so I can friend you.
Nah.
All right, cool.
No.
All right, anything else, Thomas?
I don't know. We've only been going for like 35 minutes, so it's kind of short. But
yeah. I mean, why not have a shorter one here?
I don't know. I can't really think of much more. I mean, I've been watching WandaVision, which has been pretty good so far. I know you still haven't watched anything past the first episode.
Yeah, good. We're also gonna wait. We're gonna do an episode on that, right?
Sure, we can do one. Why not? Why not?
Yeah. I kind of want to.
Am I watching anything else? I can't really think right now. Oh, I watched I had to, for this other film class, because I'm taking 2, right? I had to watch 2 other films. I watched Wall Street from 1987, I think it is, with Charlie Sheen. So it was like an older one, right?
Jeez.
Yeah. It was like whatever. Yeah. It was like okay. But I watched I had to watch what is it called? I think it's called Glengarry or Glencarry Glen Ross. Do you know this clip?
The heck?
Yeah, it's a weird ass name, but do you know this clip of Alec Baldwin's character where he goes A B C, always be closing, always be closing, blah blah blah. Have you seen this clip before?
Yeah. I think so, yeah.
Okay, that's what that clip is from this movie. So yeah. I watched this movie, right? I'm gonna look it up on Glengarry Glen Ross. So it's from 1992. It has a 7.7 on IMDb, and I think it has like something high on Rotten Tomatoes. 95% on Rotten Tomatoes. Dude, this was the most boring film I've seen in the past, like, I don't even know how long. Oh my gosh. Yeah. It's all about like these dudes that are real estate guys in like a down time or something like that, right? Like the business isn't great. And basically they have to sell a bunch in order to keep their jobs, basically. Like they have to get on the board to keep their jobs. Whoever doesn't get on the board is not on the team anymore. And it's just all about these like older, probably like middle-aged dudes trying to like sell stuff. And like the whole time, like the whole basically the whole movie like takes place at night. It's like pouring, and it's just like, oh my gosh, it's so boring. It was like it was an hour and 40 minutes, and I was just like, oh my god, it was awful. Yeah, so boring.
Film classes can be real boring. I had to watch like for my film class in high school. It was like a music and film. I had to watch like the original Robin Hood.
Nice.
Like 1910 or something. And then I have to watch like Gone with the Wind.
Gone with the Wind is...
It's a 4-hour movie that has like... It's so slow, man. Yeah. I wanted to just kill myself.
Gone with the Wind, you can almost... you can like almost like give a pass to because like, you know, it's like a pretty revolutionary like movie, blah, blah, blah. But like... that movie's slow, dude. Like... oh my gosh.
I understand some, like, I get being, like, artistic and creative with your movies, but if you're going to do something that's 4 hours, make it worthy of 4 hours.
Yeah.
That movie is so dragging, man.
Yeah.
Like, oh my goodness.
I kind of
all for nothing, because, like, the main character has, like, 0 character arc.
That's so true.
Like, her whole thing is that she, like, basically never grows up, and so it literally just, like, the only payoff is, like, when, what's the guy it's called, goes, like, he just says, like, what does he say? Something, darling. I don't give a damn, and walks away. But like that's literally like just it builds up to that, and then I'm like,
what? We should do like a classic movie little run here. That could be kind of fun.
We could do a classic movie. Right now?
No,
or like in the future?
In the future.
Okay, I was gonna say.
I don't know where we would find them, but like we could do that if you want to see that. Comment down below.
Gone with the Wind, Casablanca. You could do some
Sound of Music.
Sound of Music.
Chitty Chitty Bang Bang, because that has to be in there. Good old Dick Van Dyke, dude.
What
Come
was
on.
That movie called?
When was it from? I think it was from 57. Yeah. Is it 57?
68.
Oh, dang.
68. Dang. Jeez.
What
an old movie.
Dude, that movie has some of the best musicals, though. Like, musical numbers. Oh. Yeah. Dick Van Dyke is an absolute champ. So what a guy. He's still alive, too. He's awesome.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, we have to do that.
I was listening to a podcast once that he was on, and he was saying something. I don't remember exactly what the context was, but he was like, yeah, I had to go down and, talk to old Disney. Dude was talking about, like, Disney, like the dude.
Disney himself, yeah.
Like the dude. And like the people on the podcast is like, hold on a second, hold on. You're talking about the guy, not the company. He's like, oh yeah. He's like, what?
How old is that guy?
I think he's 93.
Oh my, what a legend. What a champ.
I think he is.
Yeah. Wait, I don't know what we're doing next week, guys. So stay tuned. I might tweet it if you want to follow our Twitter.
He's 95.
But I probably won't. 95?
95. Born in 1925. So he's turning 96 this year, dude. I forgot he was... Oh, I just watched that. We talked about this the other day. Night at the Museum. Just watched Night at the Museum. That was fun.
He's one of the old people in...
Yeah. Really? Yeah, he's one of the old guards. Ben Stiller walks in, and I was just like... Yo, it's Dick Van Dyke, no way.
Wait, is he like the main old guard?
Yeah.
There's that guy. There's Dick Van Dyke, I guess. There's the black guy, no, then there's like a shorter one.
Yeah.
And I'm not the shorter one.
That's
crazy.
What's the short dude's name? Isn't that?
I don't know. I know him, I know his face.
Yeah.
He's always angry.
Yeah. It is Mickey Rooney. Yeah, it's Mickey Rooney.
Mickey Rooney?
Yeah.
He looks like one of the Seven Dwarves.
Yeah, he kind of does. Oh, he died in 2014.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Oops. All right. Don't talk ill of the dead.
He was 93.
I'll take that back. Jeez, man.
He got up there.
Why are all these actors living so long?
And Bill Cobbs. Is he still around? He says he's still around. 1934. So he's also up there. He's in his, 80s? I love that movie.
Yeah.
That was a great movie.
That was a good movie. I still think the second one's better than the first one, but that's just mine.
I don't know.
Some me. Because I like the villain. I like how silly the guy is. Also, Rami Malek is in that.
He is, yeah. That was another thing. I was like, oh dang, I forgot he was like the mummy guy. I forgot his name.
The Muppet guy.
The mummy
guy.
But yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Right.
I believe that is all we have for today. We're just kind of grasping at straws, and we don't want to hurt the turtle, so I think we can end it now.
Amen.
If y'all enjoyed this nice little episode, please hit that like button down below, and be sure to hit that subscribe button, of course. If you guys have watched the little things, let us know what you thought of it in the comments, of course. And if, like I said, if you want us to do a classic movie time, have some suggestions of what else we should be watching, leave those below. I think that is all.
That's all, yeah.
Without further ado, I'm Thomas, that's Isaac. We are Brothers on Air. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you next week.
See you later.
Bye.